What's going on, guys? Recently I've been playing around with a concept for a Helbrute Armoury diorama, and there are a couple of reasons why I wanted to build this. One, the Helbrute has so many cool weapon options and they all currently live in a box that I have. And two, let's be real, this model spends a lot of time on the shelf, so I figured I might as well make a nice home for it. So here we go. I started by making measurements on the XPS foam, then cutting it to create the basic structure. The idea was to have enough space for the model to fit comfortably inside, and then have all the weapons placed around the walls. The theme I had in mind for this was like an old, abandoned, overgrown, dungeon-like kind of vibe. Imagine the starting areas of Dark Souls, something along those lines. Here I'm putting lines in place to mark out the bricks and stone slabs. This is actually my first time making something like this, and I have to admit I did find the process quite relaxing. Maybe I'll have to make more things like this in future. Once the lines were done, I used a sculpting tool to round off the edges to make it look more natural, and tinfoil to create more texture. I then drew a few lines in the slabs to make cracks too. And here are all the pieces. Now, the initial idea was that I would make a little area for the model to sit in to hide its snow-themed base. Then the weapons would kind of be on the wall like this. I have a really cool idea on how to fix the weapons in place, so started drilling holes in foam to prep for that. There are two kinds of holes I'm doing here, one that goes all the way through and one that is shallow enough to fit a magnet in it. This will all make sense in a little bit. With the magnets in place, it was time to start gluing the walls together. I used Gorilla Glue, then toothpicks to hold the foam in place. The foam is only about 1 centimeter thick, so it was really easy to poke these through. And then, instead of making a little box for my Helbrute, I ended up using those small bits and adding them to the bottom of the wall. And also gluing an extra slab to the floor. Okay, it's time to add some rubble to these ruins. This is what I'm working with. I put the big rocks down first, followed by the small ones. Then the sand. To seal these in place, I mixed PVA glue with water and used this dropper thing to apply it. I think I watered down the glue too much though, because as you can see, it didn't work very well. Next it was time to start prepping for paint. I mixed Mod Podge and a cheap acrylic black paint together to use as a base coat and then covered the whole thing. Once it had dried, you can see that it didn't quite get full coverage, but I figured it was good enough to start painting. I also didn't realize until it was too late that I was using a gloss finish Mod Podge, so everything was looking a little bit shiny. But I wasn't too worried about it because I knew I'd be adding multiple layers of paint on top of this, which should hopefully take that shine away. So yeah, after adding grey, I brought out a few more colours to add some character to the stone. Honestly, the only reason I'm doing this is that I've seen people do this on tutorials, and apparently it makes the end result a whole lot better. Once a few colours were down, I gave it a dry brush of light grey and then started adding a layer of Agrax Earthshade. At this stage, I think it was looking pretty cool. And now it was time for one of my favourite parts. I started by adding dirt and moss to a few different areas with PVA glue. We were actually cleaning out the kitchen the other day and I found some dried parsley which I thought would make for great leaves. I scattered these around the scene and now my diorama not only looks cool, it also had a nice fragrance to it too. Then to finish it off I placed a few tufts. Okay, so going back to why I put the holes in the walls and floor. Because my Helbrute is fully magnetized, I needed to make sure that I could change its weapon loadout whenever needed. I figured a cool way to do that would be to wrap them up in chains and use magnets to hold them in place. Unfortunately, the craft store I went to only had gold chains in stock, so I had to paint them a dark metallic color. There was probably a better way to do this, because now most of my cutting mat is also a dark metallic color. Then this next part was pretty tricky. I had to push the chains through the tiny holes I created, and yeah, it took a long time to do all of them. But once you had a little bit through, it was really easy to pull them out the front. On the back I used a toothpick to hold the chain in place, then Mod Podge to glue it in. And with that done, let me show you how it turned out. If you've made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you like about this the most, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video. I'll see you around.